In his own lifetime, people worshipped him as God. He was not crucified, he was worshipped because his presence and this thing was so phenomenal. But he was mad about food. Totapuri took a piece of glass and cut him really deep across his forehead. Then Ramakrishna created a sword and cut Kari down. And he became free from the mother and the ecstasy of feeding off her. And that's when he truly became a Paramahamsa. Till then, he was a lover. Because they don't want to be clients to bad designers. Now I want you to… whatever I say now, I want you to understand the right context because this can be easily misunderstood. What is enlightenment? There was a time in '60s, there used to be ads in California saying, if you go to India, it will take 12 years, $25, 1 hour, you can be enlightened here. There used to be ads where all you have to do is wear headphones, wear some fancy-looking goggles, and you would have… and they'll also put something into you. Together, it gave you such a psychedelic experience. So, people advertise. So, what is enlightenment? You know, repeatedly we're going on saying asatoma sadgamaya, asatoma sadgamaya. What it means is, you're trying to invoke yourself, I want to move from untruth to truth. There are many ways of looking at it. To put it very simply, the fundamental untruth about you is, right now, what is not you, you are experiencing as myself. This is a piece of earth. Repeatedly we've gone over this. But right now, you experience this as myself. This is an untruth, isn't it? If I experience this, a sofa as myself, definitely I need a couch, isn't it? Yes, sir? So, if you think, I am this vessel, you're definitely a case, isn't it? Treatment needed or no? Yes. Yes, if I think I'm a vessel, I need a treatment, but my body, this was also dug out of the planet. This was also dug out of the planet. Yes? This is also a piece of earth, this is also a piece of earth, isn't it? If I can think this is me, why can't I think this is me? Looks like I have an additional chamber in my head. Nice, isn't it? Extra chamber would help. But for sure it's madness, isn't it? This being me is definitely madness. Please look at it. This being me, is it not madness? Your only comfort is everybody is like this. Yes, that's how it is in the asylum. That's how it is. Just because everybody is like you, that doesn't make it the right thing. I know we are a democratic country, majority rules, whatever the majority says, that becomes the truth. But that is not how it works in existence. What is, what is not is, that's all. If you're in line with it, life works one way. If you're not aligned with it, it works another way. It's as simple as that. So, If you realize, I am not this, not intellectually, if experientially, if a clear separation happened, it would be natural to keep this aside and walk away, isn't it? You are calling it by all kinds of bad words like death. No. I thought I am this vessel and continuously I carried it. One day I realized, oh my God, this is not me. It's natural for me to keep it down. And said, yeah, isn't it? Isn't it so? Yes. So that's all they did. You're exaggerating it. Enlightened people leaving their body and going away. When they realized this is not it, they just kept it aside. If they had some more business, they could pick it up. They had no business, they kept it and went. Sensible way to live or not? If you have business with this vessel, you carry it around. You have no business with it, you leave it there. So when the realization happens, 99% of the time, enlightenment and leaving the body happens at the same time. Unless you understand the mechanics of the body, you can't hold on to the body. People who are on the path of devotion, usually you will see, most of them will die young. It's not death. The moment they realized, they kept it aside and walked away. You will see, right through history, any number of yogis and realized beings always live in the range of between 28 to 36 years. That's where they live. Have you noticed this? India is replete with such people. That's the time they live. You heard of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa? You heard of Vivekananda? He was the first yogi who came to United States in 1893. He was the first yogi. His guru was Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He's a devotee. He has a mother goddess and he's devoted and he's in a different way altogether. In his own lifetime, people worshipped him as God. He was not crucified, he was worshipped because his presence and this thing was so phenomenal. But he was mad about food. He will be talking to his congregation of people and he will say, just wait. He will go inside and ask his wife, what's cooking today? His wife Sharada felt so ashamed of this. She said, what is your problem? Even I'm not bothered about food, what is your problem? We see you as God, what is this madness about food? He said, that's okay, but what's cooking? One day she felt so ashamed of this and she told him, I'm ashamed of you. Why are you mad about food? So he said, in that part of the country, always food comes on a large… in India we don't eat on plates like this, we eat on a plate like this. It's called a thali. A plates with served food is called thali. He said, the day you bring the thali to me, the day you bring this food to me, if I show no interest in the food, you must know there are only 3 days left. He said this and 7 years passed after that. After 7 years, one day, he always had this habit of sitting on a swing and eating. So he would sit on the swing and eat. She brought the thali and he looked away. She burst out crying. Suddenly she realized, only 3 days left. He said, no point crying, it's come, time has come. 3 days later, he left. So he was using his desire for food consciously to kind of stay with the body. If he doesn't desire food, he will go. So every day telling himself, food, 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 That's not his nature, but he's creating the desire just to keep it going all the time. He sits here in the satsang and if the experience becomes big, immediately he gets up and goes and says, what's cooking, what's today, I want to eat this, I want to eat that. Just thinking about food, creating a conscious desire for food just to stay glued. Either you must create a desire like this, there are other kinds of tricks, or you must understand the mechanics of the body. Understanding the mechanics of the body takes a certain amount of involvement, it doesn't just come. Realization can happen in a moment, understanding won't happen in a moment, it takes lifetimes of work. Of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Ramakrishna became a devotee of Kali. Kali is a form of goddess, a fierce goddess. He took Kali as his mother and worshipped her. He is such a devotee. He became, in such a way his consciousness became so crystallized that if he makes lunch for Kali, that form comes and eats with him. This is not imagination, this is actually happening. Or is she sitting somewhere? That's not the point. A crystallized consciousness can just create it, just make it happen the way it is known to him. So he actually used to feed her and she used to eat. Food used to get empty. She's danced in front of him, she ate from his own hands. She came when he called and she left him dripping with ecstasy. This was real. It was actually happening. You could have tested him if you wanted chemically, he was all ecstasy. One day he was sitting on the banks of Ganga, the Hooghly river, and a very great yogi, a rare yogi, very few like that have ever happened. Totapuri came this way because though Ramakrishna's body, mind and emotion was dripping with ecstasy, his being was longing to go beyond this ecstasy. Because somewhere there is an awareness that itself is a bondage. When I tell people simple things about their lives, when I say everybody has the choice right now to be either this way or that way, people say, that's easy for you, Sadhguru, you are aware. Tell me, who is not aware? Please look at yourself and see. Even in an extreme moment of emotion or anger, there is a spot of awareness even in you, isn't it so? Isn't it there? If it is not there, that means you've become pathologically ill. Otherwise, even in the most extreme moments of emotion within you, there is one dot of awareness. It is just that you are empowering the emotion because you have an investment there. You are not empowering the awareness, that's all. Have you ever had a situation in your life, there was not even a spot of awareness in you? It was always there. It is just that you did not invest on that. You're betting on the wrong horse. You're betting on the horse that you're used to, a known horse. So, because of your friendship with your anger, friendship with your love, friendship with pleasure, friendship with whatever sweet emotions that can happen within you, you're investing on that. You are not investing on that tiny spot of awareness which has always been there with you. There is nobody who's not been aware, there is nobody who is not aware. It is just that most people have not empowered their awareness. They have empowered something else, so accordingly life is happening. So Ramakrishna was longing somewhere But the sweetness of ecstasy that he's experiencing was too much to leave and go. This is not any different. This shouldn't be misunderstood, but this is not any different from a drunkard being addicted to his drink, a drug addict being addicted to some substance. It is not any different. The only thing that is different is alcohol and drug may be damaging the system. This may not be damaging the system because this is internal. But the addiction is same, the attachment is same, the longing for that is same. And the limitation is also same. It's beautiful. There's no question about it. So, Ramakrishna, whenever he had contact with Kali, his object of devotion, he would be dripping with ecstasy and he was fine with that. He didn't want to leave the beauty of that and move on. So when Totapuri came, this transpired between them. Totapuri said, "This is very simple. You have the necessary energy. You just have to empower your awareness. You are empowering your emotion, you are empowering your body, you are empowering the chemistry within you. You are not empowering your awareness." So Ramakrishna said, "Okay, I will empower my awareness and sit like this." The moment he has a vision of Kali, he's again gone into uncontrollable states of love and ecstasy. Any number of times he sat down, but the moment he sees Kali, he just flies off. Then Totapuri sat down. Next time Kali appears, you have to take a sword and cut her into pieces. Ramakrishna asked, "Where do I get the sword from?" Totapuri said, "From the same place where you get Kali from. If you're able to create a whole Kali, why can't you create a sword? You can do it. If you're able to create a goddess, why can't you create a sword to cut her? Get ready." Ramakrishna sat, the moment Kali came, he burst into ecstasy and forgot about the sword and the awareness and everything. So Totapuri told him, "You sit this time. The moment Kali comes, see here," he picked up a piece of glass and he said, "With this piece of glass, I am going to cut you. Where you are stuck, that I am going to cut. When I cut that, you create the sword and cut Kali down." So when Ramakrishna was just on the edge of ecstasy, when Kali appeared in his vision, Totapuri took a piece of glass and cut him really deep across his forehead. Then Ramakrishna created the sword and cut Kali down. And he became free from the mother and the ecstasy of feeding off her. And that's when he truly became a Paramahamsa. Till then, he was a lover, he was a devotee, he was a child to the mother goddess that he created.